Today I quickly want to show you how to cut a princess dart and what you will be needing. So we are going to be needing our basic block pattern, the back and the front. I have a tutorial on how to make your basic block pattern. So you're going to be needing your basic block pattern, the back and the front. If you don't have it, I'm going to draft another one anyway, so you can see how I draft it. And then you're going to be needing your pattern paper. I folded this pattern paper into two because I want to cut it out fully so you'll see it. You're going to be needing your measurement tape, your scissors, you need your ruler. I got two types of ruler here. I got this curve armhole ruler and I got a normal curve ruler. An eraser, your pencil, your measurement. You are going to be needing your measurement. So the measurement required for this princess dart, you need your bust measurement, waist, shoulder measurement, shoulder to your bust point, on the bust measurement, length of your blouse, shoulder to on the bust measurement, shoulder to your waist measurement. And then you need your bust palm. That's the nipple to nipple measurement. So that's what we are going to be using for this tutorial. Okay, let's start. So first thing first, as I said, I folded the paper into two. So let's assume that's the back, this is the front, and the bottom one is the back. This paper is not very long enough for the length of the blouse, but I'm just going to use it as the length of the blouse. So we are going to start by marking down our shoulder measurement first. So half of your shoulder measurement plus half an inch seam allowance. You mark it down there. You are going to be marking your half of your armhole measurement. Mark it down, half of your armhole. And then you take your ruler, you draw a straight line and connect both points together. I think I didn't connect it properly, so I'm going to be connecting it properly. Okay, so you connect them together. And then on this point, I'm just going to draw a straight line across. I'm just going to draw a straight line across. So remember, this pattern doesn't have zip allowance, so you need to put a zip allowance on the back one. So I'm just going to show you how I cut my princess dart. How I cut mine. Okay, so I've drawn a straight line. So now we are going to put down our shoulder to bust point measurement. You mark your shoulder to bust point measurement. You mark your shoulder to under bust measurement. Your shoulder to your waist measurement. So I just take a ruler and draw a straight line. This here is the bust point. This is the bust point. I'm not going to draw a full straight line, just a half straight line. But on the bust, I'll draw a straight line across. And draw a straight line across. On the waist one, I'll draw a straight line across as well, so you can see. Okay, so as I said earlier on, the paper is not long enough for the length of the blouse, but I'm just using it as the length of the blouse. In some cases, I take the hip measurement as well, especially if the person have a lot of hip. I take the hip measurement and I use it at the bottom part of the blouse. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to you need a calculator. You're going to be dividing your bust measurement by 4. So your bust measurement divided by 4, that's what you're going to be doing. And then you mark it down at the bust point. So I mark it down, my bust measurement divided by 4, I mark it down on the bust point here. Okay, you can also mark it down here as well. Remember, I'm not putting any seam allowance yet. Now you're going to be marking your waist measurement divided by 4. And then you're going to mark it down here. So you mark it down there. This line here is your underbust measurement. Sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. But if you want it to be very fitting, then you might need it. So your underbust measurement divided by 4. And then you mark it down. That's if you want it to be very fitting. Sometimes it's very difficult to get the underbust measurement correctly. So you have to measure the person very well. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is just to connect all these lines together. I'll connect all the lines together. I'm just connecting all the lines together. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I just connected all the lines together there. Hope you can see what I'm doing. This is your bust point. This is your chest line here. That's half of your armhole. And then I draw a straight line, your chest line. Then from your shoulder to your bust point. This is the bust point mark here. I draw a straight line. From your shoulder to your underbust, I draw a straight line. From your shoulder to your waist. So I draw a straight line. And then the rest is just the upper hip measurement. So from now, I'm going to come down by half an inch, 1 inch rather, not half an inch, on the shoulder for the shoulder slope. I come down by 1 inch. That's the 1 inch there. Come down by 1 inch. And then I'm going to look for the midpoint of this. So this is 9. So the midpoint of 9 is 4.5. This is how I draft my princess seam. I'm showing you what I do. So this is half the midpoint of the 9 after taking the 1 inch off the shoulder slope. Okay, so now I'm not going to mark down the bust palm. So your bust palm is your nipple to nipple plus half an inch sewing allowance. So I start from the bust point here. I started from the bust point. So I mark it all the way down. I mark it all the way down. I'll just take a ruler and draw a straight line. Connect the line. Okay, so I hope you can see my straight line. Anyway, I drew the line to the chest line, but it doesn't matter. That's just a guideline. So I'm drawing the line, this line to meet. This is the bust point line here. I just want to draw it to meet the bust palm. Okay, so from this point here, this side, this is the bust point. What I do is I come down by half an inch. I take my measurement tape and I come down by half an inches. So this becomes my new bust point. Okay, I just put a star there. Okay, so now at the underbust measurement, on the fold edge here, this is the fold edge, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. By 1 inch. Then on the outer side, this is the part, this is the side seam allowance. On the outer part, I'm going to go in as by 1.5. So I came in on the fold edge, which is the center front. I came in by 1 inch. On the outer part, which is the side seam allowance, I came in and went in by 1.5. Okay. You can also do that to the waist section, or you can reduce it. So what I do on the waist is, instead of coming in at 1 inch, I come in by 1/2 inch on the center front, and then I come in by 1 inch on the side seam side. Okay. So what I do now is I take my ruler and then I connect all the points together. I take my ruler and I connect the point. I connect the point to the bust point. This is the bust point here. So I'll take my ruler and I'll connect all the points to meet the bust point there. So I start with this one first. From there, I connect this one to the bust point. And then from here, I connect this one to the bust point as well. From there, I connect this one. I connect it. Okay, hope you guys can see it properly. So I've connected the point here. I've connected all the points. So I connect it to the bottom of the blouse. So this is the midpoint. What I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a straight line up to the shoulder point. I'm just going to draw a straight line up. This straight line is just a guideline. Just a guideline. Okay? So you can see clearly what I'm drawing. Okay, so that's just a guideline. So now I've connected all the point to the bust point. Remember, I came down 1/2 inch on the bust point. So I've connected all the points together. So now what I'm now going to do is, I'm going to connect from this bust point, I'm going to connect it to the half of the, I came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then from here to here is 9. So half of 9 is here. So I'm going to connect this here, the bust point, to this one over here, to this line here. So I just take my ruler. So you need a curved ruler. I've turned the pattern around because I'm going to use the ruler to connect it. So from here, I connect to the bust point, just like so. Just like so. Hope you can see it. So I've connected it from there to the bust point. So what I'm now going to do, I'll turn the pattern around again so you can see what I'm doing. I'm turning the pattern around. On this line here, I'm going to mark, I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch on this line here. And I'll also mark down 1/2 inch on the upper side of it. So I've come down 1/2 inch here. I've also come down 1/2 inch. So from here, I came down just 1/2 inch on both sides of the armhole section. So what I'll do is I'll just take my ruler again and connect it to this line. So you need your ruler. So I'm just going to connect it to this line again. So you do it on both sides. Connect it properly with a nice curve if possible. Just take my ruler and my eraser and erase that. And then you do the same with the other one as well. Just try and connect it as nicely as possible to meet this line here. Okay. So that's to meet this line here. Hope you guys can see what I have drew there. So from this line here, I'm going to come out by 1 inch. You can come out by 1.5, but I'm going to come out by 1 inch. This is just to make sure that when you want to sew, when you want to join them together, they are equal at the bottom. You normally start the sewing from the bottom. So I'm just going to connect these two lines together. So I come out by 1 inch. I come out by 1 inch, and this is going to form your new armhole. As you can see, the shape there is going to form your new armhole. So you just take your curve ruler. Remember, I haven't added any seam allowance yet. I'm just drafting without the seam allowance, but I'm going to be adding the seam allowance soon. So that's going to be your new armhole. Don't forget, I'm going to have, when I add the seam allowance, it's going to extend. It's going to extend a bit more. So that's just a guide for you to see. Okay, and we are going to be cutting this off. See where I put the shade? We are going to be cutting it off. We are going to be cutting this off. We have marked the shade. Okay guys, so now what we are now going to do is we are going to put our seam allowance. We are going to be putting our seam allowance now. Okay, remember this is just a guideline. This here is just a guideline. So I'll start with the under bust measurement. There is I've taken about 2 inch from here. I'm going to transfer the 2 inch to the side seam. So I'll put the 2 inch here. Then I'm going to be adding, I will add 2 inches sewing allowance. At the bottom here, which is the waist side, the waist here, I've taken 1.5 inch. So I'll transfer it here to the side seam, and then I will add 2 inches sewing allowance as well. So on the bust line here, I didn't take anything out, so I'm just going to add 2 inches sewing allowance. You can add more if you want to, just to be on the safer side. I think I will just add 3 inches sewing allowance to it. Or you could add more than that. So now I'll connect all the lines together to the very top here, which is the armhole area. So I just connect all the lines. So you can use your curve ruler and just draw a nice shape and connect all the lines together. You can see that I've connected all the lines together. So this here is the actual measurement. So plus the seam allowance. So this is our measurement. This is seam allowance, and these are all the allowance I have taken out of the middle. I've added them here plus seam allowance. Okay, so now I've turned the pattern around again because I want to now connect the armhole properly. So I just take my curve ruler. I take my curve ruler and just connect my armhole properly. That's all. I've already shown you how I curve it already before. I'm just connecting it properly. And that's it. Okay, I hope you guys can see what I have done properly. I hope you can see it. Please, if you don't understand this, leave me a comment on the comment box Maybe I can do another one and simplify it a bit more. So now what I'm now going to do is, remember our bust is not pointing, so I'm just going to take my little curve ruler and just draw a nice curve. Just a very nice soft curve, so the pointing is reduced. See, I just reduce the pointing there. You can freehand it if you don't have the curve ruler, just freehand it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to extend. I think I've already added 1 inch to the shoulder. Yes, I've already added 1 inch to the shoulder, so I don't need to extend the shoulder anymore. I've already added 1 inch to the shoulder. So what I'll do now is I'll take my neck measurement. Remember, this is a full bodied princess dart. So I'll take my neck measurement. I can erase this one now because I'm not giving it a shoulder dart. So I'm going to erase this line. If I erase this line, maybe you can see the pattern more clearly without the lines confusing. So I've erased this line. I'm only going to just draw this other line, the middle line here, or draw it up here. Okay, so now I'll take my neck measurement. Remember the width of my neck, I'm using 4. Remember there's no zip allowance on this pattern, so you need to put zip allowance. I'm using 4 for the width, the wideness, and the drop for the back I'm using 2 inches. For the front I'm using 7 inches. So I'll do the back one first. And then I use my ruler to connect it. Because there is no zip allowance, I know it will look a bit odd for some people, but you just add the zip allowance to the side there. There's no zip allowance here, so you need to put zip allowance. Normally you draw the back neckline first. You cut off the back neckline first before you cut off the front neckline. So I'm just doing a simple round neck. Just a simple round neck I'm drawing. I've come down a little bit more than 6. Just a simple round neck. This is for the back one. This here is for the back one. And this here is for the front one. And then you connect the shoulder slant. Yeah, you connect the shoulder slant. Okay, so I hope you guys can see it. I don't know if I should move it so you can see it properly. So this is how I draft my princess dart. So I'm going to cut it out now so you guys can see. I'll cut the back first, because remember the back cannot have this curve, here. So I'm going to cut out the back one first before I cut out the front one. So what I do is I just cut along this straight line here, because remember, as I say, the back one doesn't have the bust curve, so you have to cut it straight to the midpoint of the armhole. Okay, so that is our back one. I've cut it, so I'm going to cut it out completely first. I'll cut it out completely and then I'll show you how it looks like. This is the mid piece I'm cutting. I'm cutting the middle piece. This is the middle piece. This is the back one. If you slit it open, it will give you the zip allowance. But I've cut it on fold so you can see how it looks like. Okay. So this is the back one. I'll put it in one side, and then we can work with the front one now. So this is the front one. So all I do is I'm just going to cut the shape of the dart out. This is the bust point mark here. So I just mark it properly so I know it's the bust point mark, because you need it to attach the side later. And then you cut the neck off. Okay, so this is the front. I'll set it aside, and now I'm going to cut the sides out. When I'm cutting the side off, I don't cut exact on the pencil mark or on the shock mark if you are cutting the fabric. I leave a little more allowance just in case. So now what I do is I separate the back from the front. So I've separated the back. This is the back here. The only thing I'm going to do first, before I separate it completely, I'm just going to cut only this part off, only here off, just on this one only, just this line only, I'll cut off for the back one. So that's my back piece. See, it's in two. Should be in two pieces. This is for the front. It's in two pieces. I'll show you in a minute. Let me just keep it aside. I'll show you in a minute. So this is the front one here. So now I'll cut the shape of the dart out. I think the paper is a little short, but it's okay. I'll just cut it like that. I'm only going to be needing one paper anyway. So now I'll cut the front one. So I'll start from the bottom. Let me start from the bottom so you can see what I'm doing. Just clear all this paper out of the way. Okay, so I start from the bottom here. This is the dart I'm cutting. This is the front I'm cutting now. Okay, hope you can see what I'm doing. So this is the front, I'm shaping it out. Okay, so this is the front, I've cut it out. As I say, I don't cut exact on the pencil mark, just in case I need a bit more fabric. So I leave a bit of the pattern piece over there. I leave a bit of it on there. So this is how I cut my princess dart. So this is it here. I'll show you the front. This is the middle front. That's the neck there. That's the middle front. So this one we attached to here. Normally you attached it from the bottom first. You attach it from the bottom here. So you attach them together. I don't have a sellotape. I would have sellotaped it so you can see. So you attach it from the bottom and then all the way to the hem point there. And then you do the same to the other side as well. Attach it from the bottom. Measure this point here, they match each other. The 1/2 inches is matching this one here. So you just stitch it there and you do the same to the other side. So this is the front piece. This is how I cut my princess seam, princess dart. So this is the front one. And I'll show you the back one. This is the back one. This is the front over here. This is the back one. So what you need to do is to add a zip allowance here. And then you cut it open once you had a zip allowance. So you take your side seam. You take your side seam and then you attached it. Okay? So you attached it together. You can see that it doesn't have the bust shape because it's the back. It doesn't need the bust shape. It just needs this to be stitched. Once you stitch it here, I leave this here. You can see the extra bit of paper I left there because when you finish stitching here together, you need to now correct the armhole to make sure it's correct, it's smooth properly. So that's why I cut it and I leave a piece. When I cut my fabric, I do the same thing as well. I leave a bit of fabric here. So when I join it like this, then I trim it. I then remeasure the armhole correctly, then I trim it off. So I do the same to the other side as well. The paper is a bit short, so I couldn't get up to there. But anyway, this is how I cut my princess dart, princess seam. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please, if you don't understand anything, just leave me a comment in the comment box below. Leave me a comment. As you can see, as I was saying, the paper is pretty short on this side. So the paper is not, you see the paper is too short there. But anyway, I only need just one piece to cut everything. So if you don't understand this, please leave me a comment and tell me what you don't understand or what you want me to do. You know, or if you don't agree with the way I cut mine, you can tell me your own method. Just leave me a very long comment. Okay guys, thanks for watching. This is the end of the tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to use this to make a blouse. Hopefully, maybe I could show you the picture in another video. It won't be on this video. It's going to be on another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video, or you'll see me in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.